Imagine hearing Gabby Petito speak, 3 years after her death. Not from an old recording, a dusty archive, or a cherished family video, but speaking entirely new words, words they never actually said in their lifetime. Netflix's new documentary about Gabby Petito does just that, venturing into uncharted territory. The filmmakers made the decision of using AI to recreate her voice, piecing it together from her various social media posts, text messages, and digital footprints. This creative choice, while innovative, has ignited a fierce debate, sparking conversations across the internet and within the documentary film community. Is it a powerful and respectful tribute? A way to keep her memory alive, or a digital overstep, a violation of her identity? Some see it as giving Gabby a voice that was tragically silenced, allowing her to, in a way, narrate her own story and share her perspective. Others find it deeply unsettling, even exploitative, questioning the ethics of recreating someone's voice without their explicit consent. Especially given the tragic and sensitive nature at the heart of her case, the use of AI raises complex questions about grief, memory, and digital representation. Social media exploded with reactions, a mix of support, outrage, and thoughtful consideration. Some viewers were deeply moved by hearing what sounded like Gabby's voice, while others were profoundly disturbed by the implications. Critics argue that simulating a victim's voice, regardless of the intention, inevitably blurs the delicate line between remembrance and sensationalism, potentially overshadowing the real person with a digital imitation. Supporters, however, say the AI voice centers Gabby's own words and experiences, creating a more intimate and personal connection for the viewer than a traditional narrator ever could. The technology's rapid advance, especially in the field of artificial intelligence, has far outpaced our ethical guidelines, leaving us struggling to define the boundaries of what is acceptable and what is not. The documentary's use of AI is undoubtedly a landmark moment in filmmaking, forcing us to confront difficult new questions about consent, dignity, and the very definition of identity, especially in the digital afterlife. Is this a tribute that empowers the victim and amplifies their voice? Or does it cross a line, venturing into territory that should remain uncrossed out of respect for the deceased? The answer, as with most ethical dilemmas in the age of AI, isn't simple or straightforward. And the conversation surrounding the use of AI in storytelling is just beginning, promising to be a long and complex one. As technology continues to evolve at an exponential rate, so too must our understanding of what it truly means to honor someone's memory in an increasingly digital world. To truly grasp the complexities and the far-reaching controversy surrounding this case, we must first remember Gabby Petito. It's essential to understand who she was, beyond the headlines and the social media frenzy. Gabby was a vibrant, adventurous 22-year-old from New York, full of life and dreams. She had a spirit that yearned for exploration, and she was deeply passionate about art and travel. These weren't just hobbies, they were integral parts of her identity. In the summer of 2021, she and her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, embarked on what seemed like the adventure of a lifetime. They set off in a van across the vast expanse of America, ready to experience the country together. They meticulously documented their journey on social media, sharing photos and videos of their travels with the world. Each post was a snapshot of their seemingly idyllic life on the road. Her posts quickly gained traction, and she became an inspiration to thousands of people who followed her journey online. Her vibrant personality and stunning visuals resonated with many. She was showing a joyful young woman living her dream, embracing the freedom of the open road and the beauty of the American landscape. Her smile was infectious, and her enthusiasm was palpable, but the dream took a dark turn. In late August 2021, Gabby's communications abruptly stopped. The vibrant online presence went silent, and her family grew increasingly worried. Brian returned home alone to Florida without Gabby. The van that had been a symbol of their adventure arrived with only one occupant. Adding to the growing alarm, he refused to speak to police or Gabby's distraught family, offering no explanation for her absence. His silence was deafening. The mystery surrounding her disappearance quickly captured the nation's attention, and her story became headline news across the country. Everyone was asking, where was Gabby? Her disappearance sparked a massive search effort, involving law enforcement, volunteers, and concerned citizens from all walks of life. The search ended tragically on September 19th, when Gabby's remains were discovered in a remote area of Wyoming. A subsequent investigation by the coroner definitively ruled her death a homicide, confirming the worst fears of her loved ones and the nation. As the investigation intensified, Brian vanished, further deepening the mystery and triggering a nationwide manhunt. The search for Brian concluded with the discovery of his remains, along with a notebook containing a written confession, offering a chilling glimpse into his state of mind. With Brian's death, the legal case came to an end, but the profound pain and grief for Gabby's loss remained. Gabby's family, friends, and the public were left grappling with immense grief and a multitude of unanswered questions about what truly happened during that fateful trip. Her story has since become a cautionary tale, highlighting the insidious nature of domestic violence and the importance of recognizing warning signs. It also serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers hidden behind the carefully curated online lives we often present on social media. In the wake of this tragedy, Gabby's memory now fuels a powerful movement for change, aimed at raising awareness and preventing future instances of domestic violence. And even as her loss remains deeply felt by those who knew and loved her, her legacy continues to inspire hope and action. She was so much more than just a headline or a trending topic. Her light, her spirit, and her passion for life continue to inspire countless individuals. The profound tragedy of her story serves as a constant reminder of the urgent and ongoing need for increased awareness, education, and decisive action to combat domestic violence and protect vulnerable individuals. In 2025, Netflix released The Voice of a Traveler, a documentary that sparked intense debate and forced us to confront some uncomfortable truths about technology and memory. The film centered around Gabby Petito's story, a young woman whose disappearance and tragic death gripped the nation. The documentary aimed to tell Gabby's story in her own words, literally. Using advanced AI voice synthesis, filmmakers painstakingly recreated Gabby's voice from her existing digital footprint. This involved analyzing countless hours of video and audio recordings. The AI-generated voice was then used to narrate her social media posts, text messages, and journal entries, offering a deeply personal perspective on her life and experiences. Her family, still grieving but determined to keep her spirit alive, gave their blessing to the project. They hoped to honor her memory, reclaim her narrative from the sensationalism of the media, and provide a voice for a young woman silenced too soon. For them, hearing Gabby's words in what sounded like her own voice, even if artificially created, was a powerful and deeply emotional way to keep her memory alive and to feel connected to her. But the public reaction to this innovative approach was sharply divided, igniting a firestorm of controversy. Many found the use of an AI-generated voice deeply unsettling and ethically questionable, with some critics harshly calling it digital necromancy and accusing the filmmakers of exploiting Gabby's tragedy. Critics argued that the use of AI sensationalized the tragedy, turning a real-life story of loss and violence into a technological spectacle. They also worried that it overshadowed the documentary's important message about domestic violence and the urgent need for awareness and prevention. Supporters of the film countered that the AI voice provided a more authentic and intimate connection to Gabby than using a voice actor ever could, bringing viewers closer to Gabby's real thoughts, feelings, and personality, and allowing her to tell her own story, even posthumously. The debate raged online and in the media, with passionate arguments on both sides, quickly making the documentary a cultural flashpoint and a lightning rod for discussions about technology, ethics, and grief. The intense controversy surrounding The Voice of a Traveler forced a national conversation, pushing us to confront difficult questions about the ethics of using AI to resurrect voices and recreate the presence of the deceased. Is this a groundbreaking innovation that allows us to connect with the past in new and meaningful ways? Or is it a form of exploitation that disrespects the dead and commodifies grief? The answer, it seems, depends entirely on where we, as a society, choose to draw the line and what values we prioritize in an increasingly technological world. It's a delicate balancing act between honoring the memory of the deceased and potentially exploiting their image and voice for entertainment or profit. The documentary's impact goes far beyond Gabby's story and the immediate controversy it generated. It's fundamentally shaping the future of storytelling, documentary filmmaking, and our relationship with technology itself. In their grief, Gabby's family created the Gabby Petito Foundation to fight domestic violence and support missing persons cases. The foundation offers resources and hope to families in crisis, channeling pain into action. Gabby's parents speak openly about the hidden nature of abuse, especially behind social media facades. They educate the public, partner with organizations, and amplify the stories of other missing individuals. The foundation funds search and rescue efforts and helps families navigate the chaos of a missing loved one. Through their work, Gabby's legacy is one of resilience and hope. Her family's courage has empowered others to seek help and support. The foundation stands as a beacon, turning tragedy into a force for good. Gabby's parents have fought for justice in court, seeking accountability beyond Brian Laundrie. They filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Laundrie's estate, winning a symbolic $3 million settlement, money directed to the foundation. The family also sued Brian's parents, alleging they concealed Gabby's fate and planned to help him escape. This case raises tough questions about a family's responsibility when a loved one commits a crime. The lawsuit claims the Laundrie's silence caused immense suffering during Gabby's disappearance. The outcome could set a precedent for how the law treats those who aid in covering up crimes. The Petitos' legal fight is about more than damages. It's about answers, accountability, and preventing future tragedies. Their determination keeps the spotlight on the need for justice and reform. Each legal step is a stand for truth and for Gabby's memory. The battle continues, shaping how society responds to such devastating loss. Justice for them is not just a verdict, it's a legacy. A pivotal moment in Gabby's story was her encounter with Moab-police weeks before her death. Officers responded to a domestic dispute but misclassified it as a mental health issue, missing signs of abuse. An independent review found procedural failures and recommended better training. Gabby's family sued the police department, arguing that proper intervention could have saved her life. Their lawsuit seeks not just compensation but systemic change in how police handle domestic violence. The case has already prompted departments nationwide to re-examine their protocols. Gabby's story is now taught in law enforcement academies as a lesson in recognizing abuse. Proposed Gabby's Law legislation aims to improve officer training and victim support. Her legacy is driving reform, ensuring future victims are met with help, not indifference. The AI recreation of Gabby's voice has thrust digital ethics into the spotlight. Even with family consent, the question remains, who controls a person's identity after death? A voice is deeply personal. Recreating it risks turning someone into a digital puppet. While the documentary used Gabby's real words, the technology could be misused for false statements or manipulation. Critics warn that normalizing this tech could erode dignity and agency for the deceased. There's also the psychological impact. Hearing a victim's simulated voice can be disturbing or even re-traumatizing. Our laws haven't caught up. There are few protections for digital likeness after death. The Gabby Petito documentary is a wake-up call, demanding new rules for digital legacies. As technology races ahead, we must decide how to protect the memory and dignity of those who can no longer speak for themselves. The Gabby Petito documentary is a turning point for AI in media. The backlash and praise have put studios on alert. New standards for AI use are likely on the horizon. We may soon see clear disclaimers and legal reforms defining who controls digital identities after death. The case exposes a gap in our laws and ethics, pushing lawmakers to act. Filmmakers may become more cautious or seek creative ways to use technology without crossing ethical lines. The real legacy may be the conversation it started about memory, technology, and respect. Public opinion will shape what's acceptable in the future. The questions raised by Gabby's AI voice will define how we tell stories for years to come. We stand at a crossroads. Technology now lets us hear from the departed in ways once unimaginable. Gabby's AI-generated voice is both a tribute and a source of discomfort, raising questions about consent and dignity. Supporters see empowerment, critics see violation. The debate is bigger than one documentary. It's about how we honor the dead in a digital age. Who decides how a legacy is preserved? What are the new rules of consent? As we reflect on Gabby's story, we must ask, does this technology honor her or exploit her tragedy? There are no easy answers, but the conversation is vital. Where, as a society, do we draw the line?